let's talk about solving problems involving percent. As you try to solve problems that involve percents, it will help to keep these translations into symbols in mind. The word what. This is the thing we don't know. This will help us to establish our variable. Whenever we see the word what, let's replace it with our variable. Usually I use X as my variable. Of. This means to multiply. When we find the word of, we'll multiply. The verb of the sentence that involves our question will be where we place an equals. Usually for us, that will be is or was. Now, knowing these translations will help us to solve problems like the one that is here. What number is 50% of 10? What number? This is the thing I don't know. This is where my variable should be. So what number? I'll replace with X. Is, my verb, is equals. 50%, I need to change to a decimal. Currently, the decimal is behind the 50, and when we change from a percent to a decimal, we move 2 places to the left. So 50% becomes 0.5. Of means that we'll multiply. We're going to multiply 50% times 10, so 0.5 times 10. Let's just type into our calculator 0.5 times 10, press equals, and we find that 5 is the number that is 50% of 10. Let's look at another example. This one, 4 is 25% of what number? Let's take the number 4 and bring it down. Is, that's my verb, that's my equals. 25%, again, we need to move the decimal 2 places, and 25% becomes 0.25. Of means we're going to multiply, and we're multiplying 25% times what? Our what gives me the X. Now, let's take this equation and solve, dividing both sides by 0.25. Type into your calculator 4 divided by 0.25 and press equals, and we find that 4 is 25% of 16. So 16 is our answer. One last problem, and this one to me is the hardest of the 3 types of problems. 3 is what percent of 10? Let's bring our 3 down. Is, our verb, means equals. What percent? This is the thing I don't know, so let's put a variable X. Of means we'll multiply, and we're multiplying the percentage that we don't know times 10. So since we like our coefficient to be in front, let's call that 10x. Now to solve this, let's divide both sides by 10. 3 divided by 10 gives me 0.3. But now here is why this one is the hardest of the 3 types of problems to me. I'm not done. The problem said what percent. So I need to change this decimal into a percent. Let's move 2 places to the right, and 30% is our answer. 3 is 30% of 10. Now, this last type of problem frequently can be a word problem. For instance, the one that is here. Jerry left a $3.23 tip on a meal that cost $19. What percent of the meal was the tip? Let's find our key words. What percent? That's my variable. So that's my X. Of means multiply, and we are multiplying of the meal. So we are multiplying times the meal. What was the cost of the meal? It was $19. So let's take our variable and multiply it by 19. The word was, that is my equals since it's our verb, and was the tip means we need to be set equal to $3.23. Let's divide both sides by 19. 3. 0.23 divided by 19 gives me 0.17. But again, I'm not done since it says what percent. So moving the decimal 2 places to the right gives us 17% as our answer. What? That's our variable. Of, multiply, is or was, whatever your verb is, that's your equals.